rolling. All right, so who do we have here?
My name is Darren Stevens.
All right, Darren Stevens. Right,
delegate from Washington State.
Delegate Washington State, all right. So what are you doing here today?
I'm here to fight for the free people.
Okay. So what do you think is going to come out of being here today?
My hopes for this Congress are that we can take instruction and recommendations, instruction to the government as they stand, and hope for the free people that their rights can be restored.
Right. Well, okay. So I guess a question that I would have to ask, and I hate to be a little bit critical. I'm critical of just about every process, you know. And I guess what I would have to ask is that if you had like a bunch of guys robbing a bank, and then you walked into the bank and you wanted to write some legislation to tell them to stop robbing the bank, I'm just wondering if they would stop robbing the bank or they would just shoot you and continue robbing the bank.
Legislation at that point would be, as you know, inconceivably obscene.
So what would you be of the opinion that we can fix the current system, or that we need to scrap the system and just like reboot and start over?
I think that we need to make those who are currently violating the current system actually accountable for the violations they have committed.
All right, now here's a specific question with like IRS and taxation and stuff like that, and people say, well, the Congress doesn't pay any taxes because they say, well, you know, you get a check for $5,000 and then you pay taxes of $1,000, but you're actually only getting a check for $4,000. So I guess my question on that is that if you're getting money that other people earn anyway, you know, I don't understand how they can be like held to the same rules as the rest of the people if they're not actually working for the money. You know what I mean?
You raise an interesting point. At this point, in my own personal understanding, I'm learning a lot about the unconstitutionality of what is imposed on us as a people right now, the current tax code.
Right.
And we'll be doing my own private research before I could honestly and faithfully answer that question to you.
Right.
I need to go and do some research of my own.
Okay. Now we met last night, and after the conversation that we had, now before or after the conversation, I think you might have had some sort of an idea, but did you know that USG was a for-profit corporation before then, or?
That is another point of clarification which I will be seeking out.
That's a debatable issue.
I will be, as new information is handed to me, I cannot take it as truth.
All right, sure.
And I must do my own private investigation
check out Dun & Bradstreet
to verify the validity of things I have not yet considered.
Sure. If you go to DunandBradstreet.com and you just type in whatever corporation it is, and
I actually wrote down a lot of information last night from you that I will be researching on my own.
Oh yeah. It's a trip down the rabbit hole. So, all right. So you basically kind of think that we can kind of adjust the current system then?
Adjust the current system? No. Restore the system that has been usurped? Yes.
Now, what do you think about just scrapping everything past the 10th Amendment? Just tear it right off the Constitution and throw it in the trash bucket. What do you think about that?
Personally, don't have enough experience with all of them.
Okay.
I will be doing my own private study.
Okay.
As I also encourage the free people at home to do.
All right. Now here's another question that I've asked a few other people: is that do you feel that any time that Congress makes any type of legislation whatsoever, that there is any time that it's not taking some power away from the people?
That's a good question.
And it's the questions. It's more important the questions that we ask.
The Constitution itself gives us the power of a free people. All legislation post-Constitution adoption reduce rights.
Absolutely, man. That's kind of the way I feel. I hate to be a little biased on the media, but all right. Thank you very much.